In Bill Maher's opening monologue on Friday night, he tore into Donald Trump, causing Trump to immediately respond in rage, as we see so often. I'll, of course, show you the moment from Bill Maher's show and then Trump's response. But my goodness, quickly before that, the pettiness of Trump is stunning. I don't understand, too, just strategically, if he's acting with any strategy, why he bothers to send something out publicly. Sure, be angry if your fifis are hurt at Bill Maher in private, but you look so pitiful when you send out social media posts in the middle of the night about what you just watched on TV, raging at the television. And really quickly also, before playing this clip, if you would please like this video and click the alert bell, greatly appreciated. Here's Bill Maher.
Coming from Brownsville, they're bringing crime, they're raping. Remember when he said that? Remember when we first saw him, when he first came out? They're bringing crime, they're rapists. Turns out the jobs they were coming for were his. I kid Donald Trump, always in a good-humored fashion.
And I'll play more from this Bill Maher monologue later in the segment. But, you know, Bill Maher, he misses the mark pretty often, as we've talked a good bit about. But there, I mean, a pretty spot-on joke. Trump indeed was found liable for rape in a civil trial, and he's been indicted 4 times. And so making that comparison to what he's accused of others of is pretty interesting. Which, before getting to Trump's response, we'll get to it. But I do just have to once again say, really, Republicans? Really? This is your guy? What's the point of spending so many years trying to brand yourself some type of way if you're so willing to throw it all in the trash the second an orange former reality star just takes your heart, wins you over? How long have we been told that the Republican Party is the party of law and order, baby? So let's nominate the guy who's accused of 91 felonies and then go on to advocate for defunding the FBI and undermine the perceived legitimacy of the entire justice system, all in service of him. We were told we're the party of family values, right? Oh, that Republican Party, family values. And that means we can morally condemn, restrict any lifestyle we're not 100% comfortable with because of our family values. Oh, Trump, the guy who bragged about sexually assaulting women and then was found to have sexually assaulted a woman in a civil trial. Yeah, that's who should lead our party of family values. It's enraging, especially because for so many years, I took the time to authentically engage with their purported principles. I really did. It's a waste of time. You know how many hours I've spent going, okay, I understand the importance of values that prioritize healthy and happy families. I just think policies like the child tax credit better represent that. And that's a democratic policy. And we don't have to discriminate to uphold a society with strong family. So much time I spent going, yeah, I want law and order too. Absolutely. I just don't think that means law enforcement wrongdoing should go without accountability and, you know, etc. And now I'm realizing, I realized it some time ago, all those people who had those conversations, you were lying to me. You made fools out of the both of us. It was never about your principles. It was never about an authentic expression of a value. It was just an argument that worked then. And now you're clearly happy to dispose of. It wasn't an actual principle. And that really gets under my skin. Because then how do we operate? How do we debate when you can just have these elastic, flexible, meaningless principles? That took a while. Sorry. Here's what Trump had to say around midnight after Bill Maher's show ended and Trump presumably was watching. Bill Maher is the worst. He never got it and never will. Bad ratings and big fail on CNN shot. Major case of Trump derangement syndrome. Not worth the watch. Why does he do that? All that does is make it more likely that his followers, who definitely weren't watching Bill Maher in the first place, go watch him just out of curiosity. Even if they go to hate watch, they're still helping his ratings. Now, by the way, have you ever thought to yourself, my goodness, the behavior of Trump and those around him just seems so strange and erratic? Could drugs play a role in that? You just might be correct. Rolling Stone is out with a piece. Trump's White House was awash in speed and Xanax. And the piece goes on to say, if you ever looked at the actions of the Trump White House and wondered, are they on drugs? The answer was, in some cases, yes, absolutely yes. In January, the Defense Department's Inspector General released a report detailing how the White House medical unit during the Trump administration distributed controlled substances with scant oversight and even sloppier record keeping. Investigators repeatedly noted that the unit had ordered thousands and thousands of doses of the stimulant modafinil, which has been used by military pilots for decades to stay alert during long missions. Knowledgeable sources say that samples of the stimulant were passed around for those contributing lines to major Trump speeches, working late hours on foreign policy initiatives, responding to special counsel Robert Mueller's probe, coping with the deluge of media inquiries about the investigation, and so much more. It notes the Trump campaign did not respond to the request for comment. Modafinil, also known by its brand name Provigil, wasn't the only controlled substance that Trump officials, young and old, routinely acquired. It was kind of like the Wild West. Things were pretty loose. Whatever someone needs, we were going to fill this, one source with direct knowledge of the matter recalls. During Trump's presidency, two sources say senior staffers would repeatedly down Xanax with alcohol. Such a combination increases the risk of serious life-threatening side effects, according to the National Library of Medicine. As one former senior administration official puts it, you try working for him and not chasing pills with alcohol. Yeah, so even though this particular report is new, this information about the Trump White House is not super groundbreaking, and it does explain some of the bizarre behavior of members of that administration. And while this report doesn't make a particular claim about Trump, there have long been reports like this one about Trump on The Apprentice. Former Apprentice staffer claims Trump was speed freak, invited teen beauty queens to his suite. Which again does explain some of his crazy energy and mood swings one speech or event to another. Then circling back to the Bill Maher monologue, here's more.
Here's the key story this week. The polls show that Trump loses if he is convicted in any of his trials. So his defense lawyers are doing everything they can to delay his trials. And when I say his defense lawyers, I mean the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court, we're going to talk about it. I mean, they made this ruling this week. They're going to take his ridiculous impunity case.
It really does seem to be that way, doesn't it? If you have not watched episode 1 of Deprogrammed yet, the show where I spend a day with Trump supporters and see if I can convince them to give up their support for their dear leader and throw their MAGA hat in the trash, make sure to go watch it. You can click here to do that and there to subscribe to the channel.